23.1 Libby Ferguson. So first is the three providers in the sports industry. So the sporting and leisure services within the UK can be categorised into three sectors: public, private and voluntary. The public sector is one of the biggest providers of sport within the UK. These areas or facilities are usually owned by the local community, which in this case would be Brighton and Hove City Council. These areas are accessible to all members of the public as they don't usually require a membership. Their role is to get people who may not have participated in sports previously to start participating and enjoy what they're doing. An example of this in Brighton would be Dyke Road Park, as it's open to all members of the public. Advantages are that it's accessible to all, therefore anyone is able to get involved and can stay fit and healthy, which will obviously benefit the government overall, as less money will be spent in the healthcare system if more people are staying fit and healthy. However, even though anyone can access them, the facilities are usually not kept in the best of conditions, and therefore the people using them may not get the most benefit out of them as they would in a better condition, as they would with a better conditioned piece of equipment. Next is the private sector. The private sectors are typically only available for members only, and therefore will have a joining fee followed by a monthly fee typically. Centres could specialise in a sport, such as having a tennis centre. However, some gyms, such as Virgin Active in Falmouth, offer a range of activities included but not limited to tennis. It also includes swimming, a gym and squash courts. Their aim is to provide the customers with the best service possible by using the membership money to improve their services and condition of the centre. So advantages of the private sectors are that the equipment and facilities are of high quality, and therefore the outcomes should typically be better. By this, if someone wants to improve their tennis skills, then playing on a highly maintenance court even, with highly skilled coaches would improve their skills more than if they were playing on a public court that maybe doesn't get managed regularly, and they don't have a coach to teach them. However, the disadvantage is that to access these facilities you need to pay money, which some people may not be able to afford, and then consequently they don't get access to these high quality facilities, so therefore they may not be able to improve in a certain skill such as tennis as quickly or to a higher level as someone who is maybe able to afford these private sectors. And lastly is the voluntary sector. So the voluntary sector helps to provide sport to the country by volunteers who enjoy the sport or want to help either their club or their team to develop. These organisations typically cover the costs, but they do this by collecting subscription fees. They also don't typically have their own facilities, so they have to hire them from either the private facilities or from the local council. A local club that is run by volunteers is Withdean Youth Football Club. They have volunteer coaches for a range of ages for both girls and boys. They hire out facilities such as Dorothy Stringer's 3G pitch, Varndine School's Astro pitch, the fields at Patcham Place, as well as the Varndine College fields that they play and train on. Advantages of the voluntary sector is that these could be cheaper in the long run than signing up to a private sector, and it therefore makes it more accessible to a wider range of people who may have missed out on the private facilities due to their costs. However, they may be able to sign up to these voluntary sectors pay the subscription, which is at a lower cost, and still get to use facilities that could be quite similar to the private ones. However, the coaches are voluntary, which could mean that they may not be highly qualified, so the level of the sessions may not be as high. As well, depending on the facilities that are available, they may not be of high quality, which again will also affect performances. Moving on to the 4 sectors in sport industry. So the first one is sport and recreation. So this sector includes coaching jobs in specialised sports such as football. These jobs could be within general leisure centres, physical education teaching, or sports development officers. Next is sport and exercise science. This section of the industry works on the psychology of the game, analysis of how the body works, so biomechanics, which would be suggesting areas of improvement within an athlete's technique to improve their overall performance. They work on injuries, so how to prevent them from occurring by looking at equipment and pitches. Nutrition, so adapting it so that athletes can perform at a higher rate. So 2 examples of jobs would be a nutritionist for a football club and a biomechanist for a tennis player. Next is outdoor education. These centres provide activities such as sailing and surfing. Due to these specialist sports having a high level of skill, along with danger, the staff have to have specialist skills, knowledge of the environment, as well as qualification. These qualifications could take a couple of days, however they are more commonly take up to a week. As well, it's not uncommon for staff to be sent on training days to make sure that their skills are still up to date and up to the correct standard. So 2 examples of these would be at the Hove Lagoon, a sailing instructor, and at Hove Surf Lifesaving Club, a surf instructor / coach. Lastly is the health and fitness sector. So these sectors typically are centres where people can go to use the gym or to swim, as well as they can eat there, maybe get a massage there, or take a specific class such as yoga. Centres like this can be seen in Falmouth with Virgin Active Centre, as well in Brighton Marina they have the David Lloyd's Club.